Well, I've learned that those geese actually belong to Jabota. So the next task here is to build them a better home and perhaps feed them up a bit so they're a bit healthier and they can breed. They need better food than just what's coming out of there, because there won't be much grain in that. Construction of the new mansion for the geese is underway. And I've suggested to Jabota that perhaps the reason she doesn't have little geese is she might have 2 females. Might have to get a male. Well, I came over with an understanding of what the LEDs meant on there this morning, and that made me conclude that okay, my batteries were not connected up correctly. So I slid the battery tray out, connected them up. A couple of them come undone. I slid it back in, and we have nothing. So problem still exists. The original problem that I thought had been cured after I took the cover off and put it back on again. But yeah, not too heavily invested in this one. Well, after mucking around with it a bit, and it's sometimes turning on and sometimes not, I've come to a decision. If an uninterruptible power supply is not reliable, it has no value. So I'm just going to harvest the batteries out of this, and the rest of it can go to recycle, I'm afraid. Well, that's it, button back up again, ready to hand off to the recycle people. Well, I saved from it with the 4 batteries, which are pretty good batteries, and 1 case fan, which was really easily to remove. There's another one in there, but yeah, too much work. Sometime I'll stir myself to mount that camera there, up on the wall. But that's a low priority thing, it's okay where it is at the moment. More importantly, I'll dig out my spray bottle of pyrethrum for Jabota. Well, the goose mansion has come quite a way since last time I was here, which was only yesterday morning. This afternoon to that now. So that's looking good. More use of bamboo. Brass hinges, that's good, they won't rust. So looking good. It's over the top of the septic tank, which shouldn't be an issue, we hope. But yeah, interesting as always. So are you two excited about your new home? Are you? Now I've been doing a little bit of research, and it's very hard to determine the gender of geese, because there's not a lot of sexual dimorphism. Typically the males have a thicker neck and will actively get between the female and you, given a chance. I'm thinking these are probably both females, which is why there's no babies, no goslings. So I need to get them a male. Apparently there's a party of some kind, so Jabota and Lise have been making these packets with rice inside, and glutinous rice. I really like them, but I don't really care for them much. There's quite a few coconuts been processed already, and there's a few more waiting. So down at the rice factory we now have a half door for the backyard. Yep, so the geese are inside now. Hopefully they've provided them with food and water. But there are a few trees demolished for construction of this edifice, this rice factory. And I really don't like knocking down trees, but I figure we've bought quite a few trees to plant now. And there's one more I ordered yesterday. Then the question became, where are we going to plant these extra trees? Because we're starting to run out of space back around the houses over there. And Jabota told me, the garden's at the edge of the rice drying area. Oh, okay. So we have a strip either side there that we could use. And I see bricks there against the wall of the rice factory. I think this is going to be for the construction of the shelter for the people who will be in charge of looking after the rice. They're going to have to patch up that cement there. Don't really want the bits of broken cement among the rice. For a while I've had a need for a couple of short Australian to Indo power cables. So these have finally come in, and I will dig through my box of leftover power cables, which I'm sure anybody who's had enough equipment over the years has accumulated, and sacrifice a couple of those to the cause. Just cut off the IEC 13 ends and put them into these. There's one pressed into service, and there's another one about to make its way back to be used in the house. On this water machine we're using a 4-port power board and an Australian to Indo adapter, so let's get that out of the way. There we go, new one's in service. Now the cord's are longer than it needs to be, so I'll do something to tidy that up. But I wasn't going to make it a short cord because Jabita's in the habit of rearranging things frequently. So sooner or later a longer cord's going to come in handy. So for now we just conceal it behind those packets of tissues. And there's my lounge room, which is admittedly a bit untidy at the moment. Jabita insisted on putting these flowers in here, but I'm afraid they're going to get yeeted out. No room for them. The intent here next is to move this 2-seater recliner across to under the window facing this direction, and move the single-seater recliner up here for me to sit in, and move that table there back into the corner. Sounds straightforward, apart from the fact that this is damned heavy. But added complication is that I have all these things wired for low frequency effects, i.e. they have bass shakers in them. So if I can just come down here and undo the Velcro. So you probably can't see it very well, but there's a big thing like a landmine sitting down there, which is wired in. And for low frequency effects in movies and so forth, they actually shake the chair, which is actually more effective than having a subwoofer without sharing the effect with the neighbours. Now there's the two strapped to the base down there. There's one either side bolted into the wooden sides of that chair, and there's one each end of the sofa. On that chair and the sofa there's actually BNC connectors underneath that the wire connects to. This one doesn't have a BNC connector. I've just got a connector down here with 3 wires going into it. 2 wires from the amplifier, and the other 3, well, it's a three-way connector, in that it's got the 2 bass shakers in here wired in series via that connector. I did it that way so I could wire them in parallel if I needed to. So what I've got to do is I've got to introduce BNC connectors to this, so that I can disconnect the male BNC from here and connect it up to this, and the female BNC will be on this thing connected back to a cable there. To that end, I have female BNC connectors to wires and male BNC connectors to wires, so I can make that happen. But I might just do a little bit of tidying up here first to make a bit more space to move things around. Well, that's a good start. Got my old friend single seat recliner back in service, and means that the seating is a bit less restricted in terms of being stuck behind that front chair now. Nothing much has happened lately on this foundation next door. This is just north of Lise's back patio, between it and the rice factory's rice drying area. But I gather there's going to be more construction here. There's going to be a bit more wall constructed apparently. Jabita was talking about keeping the bugs out of this area. Well, I don't know if that's feasible without walling the whole thing in. But we'll see what happens over forthcoming days. I look over at those solar panels on the shed and think we could really do with some rain to wash those off. Get a bit dusty. Jabita told me there'd been another delivery of sand out the front here, and she wasn't joking. It looks like 2 truckloads. So it's on its way around the back, where another big cat toilet is being piled up. Meantime, Jabita's been cleaning windows, so the outside of these has all been done. It's a matter of unlocking the grills and swinging them out so she can get at it. And one left that she's doing. So she's hiding in the foliage, doing the one at the front. Here comes another slip line sand. Then we'll get to cleaning the inside of the windows, and I have some privacy film that we can apply, so we don't have to have the vertical blinds there on the bathroom and shower room. That's what it looks like with the privacy film applied. We haven't done the shower room toilet yet, but that'll get done later today probably. I have enough film to do that, and probably not enough to do another set of windows, so I had a look online and we can buy this stuff on Shopee, but we'll get a different pattern. The sand pile out the front's diminished quite a bit, and the cat toilet has grown quite a bit out here. Well, it's Friday again, so I better edit this down and do an upload, I guess. Can't think of anything else that's going on at the moment, apart from those rotten little sparrows over there mucking around with the plastic at the top of the bridge there. Still got some that get inside, and it really annoys me.